Teddy, surely as a boxer, what do you see with Conor McGregor?
Yeah, caveman. You know, listen, a real tough guy, very brilliant, genius promoter. There hasn't been a promoter like him since Muhammad Ali, and that's a great compliment that I'm giving him. And they're tough guys. All these UFC guys, they're genuinely tough guys, and they have grappling skills. They get you on the floor. You know, for the average athlete, it's all over. But as far as boxing, and it's not a knock on them, it's just a fact in my world, they're cavemen. They would not beat sea-level fighters. I mean, he would last as long as Mayweather would allow him to last for. You know, it's just primitive. Their skills striking. They call it striking. We call it boxing. Standing on your feet, chucking punches. It's primitive compared to the elite boxers. And as I said a moment ago, even below the elite boxers, Class C boxers that are professional fighters would have an easy time with these guys. But it's a different story when they can take you into their world. When they can get you on the floor and grapple and do those sort of things, well, then it's, as I said, it's a different story. But as far as strictly adhering to boxing rules, no contest, baby.
And I'm retired. I'm a promoter. I'm here to help these young fighters get to the next level. That's what it's about.
Can you guarantee you'll never fight again?
I'm not here to. Like I said before, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not here to guarantee nothing. Nothing is promised. But I'm here, like I said before, I'm here to help. You know, I'm here to help fighters. You know, it's all about making smart investments, not just in the ring, but outside the ring. Totally false. I mean, if you don't hear it from my mouth, it's not true. If you don't hear it from my mouth, it's not true. Once again, with different sports, as far as MMA and in boxing, you have to realize this. Floyd Mayweather is the biggest name in the MMA, and Floyd Mayweather is the biggest name in the sport of boxing, and I'm not even competing anymore. I'm a fighter. You know, I went out there, I fought hard, I made, you know, I done record-breaking things. I moved on with my career, but, you know, you have guys that steady using Floyd Mayweather's name, my last name, to piggyback off of my name. I think fighters and people that compete in physical combat need to go out there and lay the groundwork and make their own name. I don't want to talk about me coming back. I'm here to talk about them. All y'all want to talk about is Floyd coming back. Listen, I don't want to fight anymore.
Which fight would you rather see? McGregor versus Mayweather or Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch?
This again is a dilemma. Two bad options.
No.
At least that's what my mouth says. Options. My mouth says two bad options, and I would like to stump for that. But the reality is my wallet would say, if I were a fan and not in the industry, that if either event were to take place, of course, I would buy it. And that's why the economics drive it, and people's wallets really speak louder than their mouths. At least Pacquiao has a chance to win. Not a great one. Mayweather should win again, but at least he has a chance. Conor McGregor in a boxing ring has no chance to beat Floyd Mayweather. In fact, I don't think he has a chance to go the distance. Floyd Mayweather in an octagon, let me be very clear, has no chance to beat Conor McGregor. And he certainly wouldn't go the distance. Neither guy, because they're two different sports. The best Australian rules rugby, football team in the world is not going to beat the Patriots at football, nor would the Patriots beat them at rugby. They're two different sports, even if they share some things in common. But Floyd's saying that an elephant doesn't see an ant, in boxing terms, he's right. It is an elephant to an ant in pure boxing terms. And McGregor's a talented striker. I know that. But he sees him. He obviously sees him. He has to respond to him publicly. He wants to fight him. He believes that there might be $100 million in it for him. So he sees Conor McGregor. But Conor McGregor has no chance against Floyd in a boxing ring.
We got to go to break.
Okay.
This card just got really good. I cannot wait. That was Conor McGregor speaking at MSG, where he will headline UFC 205 on November 12th against Eddie Alvarez. McGregor still talking about Floyd Mayweather, even though Floyd said last week he is ready to move on. Max, break it down for us. What is going on here?
You got to love Conor McGregor. He's the best talker who can fight. Yeah. Floyd's the best fighter who can talk. And of course, so you put those two names together, it's a huge promotion. Here's what's going on. You ain't going to beat Floyd Mayweather in the ring if you're the same size as Floyd Mayweather. Triple G is bigger. There are guys who, Vladimir Klitschko would beat Floyd Mayweather. He's a heavyweight. But if you're the same size as Floyd, you ain't going to beat him in the ring. You're also not going to beat him at the negotiating table. His entire career has proven that with networks, with other fighters. He's the best, and his team is the best at negotiating the best deal. So he gets the lion's share against anyone. Now, there are fighters who bring something to the table. Canelo Alvarez, you got to give him a piece. He brings something. Manny Pacquiao brings a lot. You got to give him a big piece. Still, Floyd gets the lion's share. So here he is essentially negotiating with Conor McGregor. And Conor McGregor's like, time out. Go get me my $100 million. And Floyd's like, well, do you know how this works? I'm the guy. I get the most money.
Yeah.
But here's where Conor has extra leverage that most Floyd opponents at this level don't. In the octagon, Floyd has a 0% chance to beat Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor would beat him easily, early, zero risk for Conor McGregor in the octagon against Floyd Mayweather. It is exactly the same in the ring for Floyd against Conor. Conor got no shot. That's easy money. That's easy work, as Floyd would say. So that's actually leverage for Conor. Because where else does Floyd Mayweather get to make an event that big where his opponent poses absolutely no in-the-ring risk?
Very good point.
And I think at some level, even Conor knows that. And so at the negotiating table, it's like, no. You ain't going to get the lion's share. It's not going to be the percentage you think it is. Look how easy this night. I mean, like, you ain't going to find easier money than this. And I think Floyd also knows that at some level. And so the negotiation goes on. Floyd says, I'm walking away publicly because it seems to give him leverage. But Conor has plenty of leverage here.
Here's where it gets interesting. You know, I told you Floyd called me the other night. I thought he was calling me to congratulate me because I'm going to be calling the Manny Pacquiao fight on November 5th. But he was actually...
Congratulations, by the way.
That is going to be must-see.
Well, you know,
I can't wait.
I'm hoping I make you proud, brother. I'm hoping I
know you will.
You do this already. This is my first time ever doing color commentary for a fight, so I'm going to be nervous.
You're going to be great.
But I'm looking forward to November 5th in Vegas at the Thomas & Mack Center. But let me say this. Floyd didn't call about that. He called about something else. But you know, since I had him on the phone, I took the liberty of asking him about this Conor McGregor. He said, yeah, man, I called it off. He said, brother got to know his place. You know, I mean, wait a minute now. I'm all about my business. I'm in this for business. You know, so it said to me that he doesn't really want to retire. He's comfortable. All right, bought some new property in Times Square. He's going to be making 7 figures a month for the rest of his life. I mean, Floyd is fine. He doesn't need anything, but he has no problems with making more money. You know, and you're absolutely right. He is about the business of making sure he's going to get the lion's share. But here's the thing about Floyd, and you can confirm this better than me. This is just the impression that I've gotten throughout the years communicating with him, Leonard Ellaby, and others. Floyd ain't the kind of dude that just wants to make his money and don't want you to make yours. He might hate promoters making theirs. He might hate the networks getting so much money, but he has no problem with a fighter getting money. I remember that I had spoken to Floyd after the weigh-in the night before he fought Pacquiao. He was so disgusted with Pacquiao because of the share that Bob Arum and Top Rankin ended up getting, you know, for Pacquiao's person. You know, Pacquiao, you know, he owed them. I mean, borrowing money, all of this other stuff. It's too complicated to get into. But the point is that he's saying, we went through all of this to make sure you get this money. And there's still some of that money that you ain't getting. What the hell is wrong with you? He was talking about Pacquiao. Called them stupid. He was disgusted with Pacquiao. He respects Conor McGregor from the standpoint that he elevates the marketability, brings the dollars in, and he's not going to let Conor McGregor get more than him. But he has no problem with Conor McGregor getting his share so long as Floyd gets his own. And so I think when you look at it from that perspective, I think you have to look at it and appreciate it and understand that this is something that could potentially still happen. Because if Conor McGregor continues to smoke dudes in the UFC, it's a big deal that he beat Nate Diaz, because that was at 170. He really fights at 145. Yeah. And so for him to move up 25 pounds, if he moves down but still dominates and steamrolls over everybody in his path, even though you and I both don't believe he could touch Floyd, the question is, what if he does touch him? You see what I'm saying? Because I don't believe that either.
In the boxing ring? Hey, octagon is something else. Yeah. Floyd got no shot in an octagon.
Floyd got no shot in an octagon.
Conor got no shot in the boxing.
I totally agree with you. But what I'm saying is the mystique with boxing, There have been plenty of times, and I don't believe he touched. Well, I don't even think he get a headshot in.
Right.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, the mystique of boxing, the intrigue, the allure of boxing, is when you walk into a ring and you know if this person catches you. See, if Conor McGregor didn't have power, plus he was a UFC fighter coming to fight Floyd, then we're wasting our time. But because he has knockout power, you do find yourself asking, okay, what if this dude caught him? Now, I don't believe it will happen, Stephen A. But that's the intrigue.
Here's the problem. Just like I said, Conor McGregor has a lot of leverage here because it's easy work for Floyd and a huge payday, and so Conor's like, I want my piece. Floyd also has leverage here because UFC ain't boxing where you can cherry pick.
Right.
Floyd has fought a lot of fighters, but he has also cherry-picked in the higher weight classes.
Right.
When he was 130, 135
he fought everybody.
Fought everybody. As he got bigger, he waited till the right time where they represented minimal risk, maximum